Hi everyone, this is Brittany Kenney-Gysin and this is my week 7 video discussion. This week's reading was really interesting. It took us kind of down another side of communication and understanding with others. So we were asked 3 questions this week. The first one was, name a time in which you took a chance to cross a taboo and communication did it lead to a connection with people. So I find it hard sometimes to like break out of my shell and interact with others that I don't know. But something that came to my mind was that whenever I go out to dinner with my stepdad, well, let me back up. So, my mom, all the time, she says that she can't take him anywhere because he's always making new best friends, which is very true about him. He's very much a people person. So whenever we go out to dinner together, something that he does that, we kind of all engage in now is that he'll start striking up a conversation with just random people in a restaurant to the point where like they become like best friends, and he keeps that connection. Even like there's numerous people that we've met, and when you ask like, how did you guys meet? Oh, we met at dinner. Vic just started talking to us, and he finds like this way to have different connections with other people, or like find like commonalities between them, and just it's pretty cool. Like he's really good at this. So it's something that we kind of all do as a family now. We kind of just like let Vic make friends with people, and it kind of just somehow, makes this dinner where you're out there together, but not with the people who are around you eating, all of a sudden just kind of become friends and kind of get to know each other. I've always really found that interesting that he does. Question number 2 was, one way a public space might function is on a sacred or secular dimension. What might be an ethical consideration that would guide you into how to interact in that space? So, what I was thinking about when I was reading this one is that in order to be considerate of others, you really have to remain open minded and observant to what's going on in the surroundings that you're in. Um, so taking into consideration how other people are behaving, if they're being quiet or if they're being loud and rambunctious, just in general, what are they doing, the other people that are around you? So being observant to that, I think, is super important to being considerate in, shared spaces. And like an example that kind of came to my mind was, when you're at a park with your animals or you're just at a park in general, I go to them all the time because I love being outdoors and I take my dog so many different places. But not everywhere we go can I technically let him off the leash. He's a great dog and he does amazing with everybody and other animals, but that doesn't necessarily mean that other people want him around them, or that they're there to interact with the dogs, or that their dogs are good with other animals. So I just think, really being observant to the space that you're in, and, how others are interacting within that space is something that you can do to try to be considerate of everybody and to kind of get a feel for, how do you need to behave in this space. So that's just kind of just the thoughts that came to my mind on that one. The third question we were asked about this week was from the textbooks, and it asked about like, in what ways do online communities challenge traditional notions of space and location? And, you know, online platform is newer, even though, people who maybe are like 10 years younger than me feel like this has been around for ages. It really hasn't. Um, so I've kind of gotten to like watch it expand over my generations. And it really has. It's gone so much further. You can interact with people from across the globe. Like it doesn't matter if you're in the same state or city or anything like that anymore. You can engage with others on things that you have in common or interests from people who are in totally different time zones. The time of the day doesn't matter any longer. We're getting to the point where language barriers, they're able to be completely broken with these online platforms and communities, because there's ways to do translations on your computers nowadays. And pretty much as long as you have an internet connection and a computer, you can, engage with others this way, and kind of be brought into a whole different world. Another thing that I was thinking about was that they they allow like your family community to gather. So even if you're, distant family or people who aren't in the same area as you, they can still take part in the different traditions that you're doing, or the different celebrations even that you're doing, a birthday. Or I was thinking about like my grandmother. She was able to watch one of our graduations even though she's not in the same area. I thought that was really special, and this was like 7 or 8 years ago that she was able to do this. So just the different things that it allows us to do, it totally breaks boundaries and breaks everything so that you guys can be together. So I know that was kind of rambling. Sorry. I hope you guys are having a great week and you guys were getting a lot out of this reading as I was. Have a wonderful day, guys.